Well, hello there, tabletop baseball aficionados, fans, enthusiasts, all of the above, some of the above, maybe even none of the above if you're new to this. My name is Tenacious Earl, and this is the Tabletop Baseball channel. And what we mean by tabletop baseball is that we, at this channel and in channels like ours, we like to use our tabletops as sporting places for sports to be carried out. So what exactly does that mean? Well, we use cards and dice, and or there's other things you can do too. You can just use cards in a way, or you can probably just use dice if you want. But in general, you could use sheets of paper. But in general, what it is it's recreating sports on your tabletop. It's a lot quite relaxing in ways, and there's lots of other things that can be of benefit from doing that. So, and it's just a way to blow off some steam, really, is what it is for me. But, so, what I have decided to do here is take a short, somewhere between a short and medium length break from the league that I was running to get back into a project that I was sort of my second project I was going to do. And I just kind of got a little sidetracked from it because it seemed like it was getting a little monotonous. But we've had probably close to a month since the last game. So I've decided to go ahead and get this back out again. And the Phillies, we left them off after 21 games. They were right at the same mark as in real life, which is 11-10. They were. I should have their record up here in front of me, and the standings and everything. If I were good, as far as like how it happened in real life, how far back they were. But in this simulation, they were in fourth place in the NL East. Oh boy, almost lisped there. That's pretty frightening. Fourth, 3.5 games back, I believe, of the Marlins, if I'm not mistaken. So they're going to be playing the Brewers here. Cole Hamels is the starting pitcher. So, and I forgot to write this up here in my title, and it's also not in the title of the video, but this is an as-is replay, or as-played, not as-is, as-played replay. So these lineups are the lineups that the managers chose for each of their teams. For the Phillies, it was Charlie Manuel. For the Brewers, I believe it was Ned Yost, who has since moved on to the Royals. But and so this is the lineup that Charlie Manuel laid out there for the Phillies to face Dave Bush, a lefty, or no, excuse me, he's a righty. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong card. Righty for the Brewers, the home team. It'll be Worth in center field. Greg Dobbs is pretty good against righties, so he's getting the start batting second, and he'll be playing third base. Chase Utley at second. Ryan Howard at first. Pat Berlin left. Jeff Jenkins in right. Carlos Ruiz catching. Eric Bruntlett shortstop, and Cole Hamels will round it out. So for the Brew Crew, this was their lineup to face the lefty, Hamels. It'll be righty Ricky Weeks leading off. Actually, it's I think they use the same lineup both games. There's a 2-game series. So Weeks at second, Gabe Kapler in center, Ryan Braun in left, Prince Fielder at first, Corey Hart right, Bill Hall third base, J.J. Hardy short. The pitcher Dave Bush in eighth. Batting order, and Jason Kendall rounded out catching. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. Alright, well, I had to activate something here for my son, so that's the way it goes here. Could have been done 10 minutes ago and no problem. But we must make sure to do it once we hear talking in this room here. Then that's the time when everything becomes super important. Alright, so anyway, let's see. Hi, Tribe fan. Hello, Phil. Glad to have you on here from New York City. I hope you didn't tune in for a TBL game, a couple of New York teams in that, but we're going to switch gears just for a few games, try and take away a little bit of the repetitiveness. So Miller Park here tonight. It's a night game, and this is April 23rd on the calendar, pardon me. So we will have to roll the D20 here to get the weather effects, and so to figure out how that's going to work out. And it's a 3, so that is good conditions here in Milwaukee. So that is for singles. That'll be 7 and 4. For home runs, 10 and 10. So not a bad night here for some baseball. Decent scoring conditions, or as good as you're going to get here, I guess is the way you'd put it. So Phil, yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad that it was to your liking. I'm sure that the Mets coming through probably may or may not have played a part in that. But that's okay. It's good regardless, but yeah, it's always nice if you're rooting for a team that comes through. So Jason Worth will lead off here. We're going to get started against David Bush. Actually, one other thing I should do while I am thinking of it. Just have to find... Milwaukee is at 10 and 10, by the way. They are in third place in the NL Central. So far in this league, Dave Bush at a 3.18 ERA, 1-0 record. 3 starts, 17 innings pitched. So, and let's bring up Philadelphia's stats here, if I can. My fingers will work right. Fat fingers on a tablet are sometimes so a little problematic. 271 average for Jason Worth, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs, and he will be leading off here for the Phillies against David Bush. And a 3.8, and he grounds out to J.J. Hardy. Actually, one other thing I want to do here is put I've been scoring games from the television using notebook paper, so I'm kind of revising my scoring system as I go here, little by little. So 1 out, Jason Worth grounds out. That'll bring up Greg Dobbs. Greg Dobbs is 217. Slow start to the season for him. He bats 301 in real life in 2008, so he's got some ground to cover here. So Dobbs against Bush, 1 out. 6-7. Batting from the left, that'll be a ground ball to Ricky Weeks. Weeks is 4E21. 4-4, that's going to be a single. And will he err with a 7 on the E21? No error. But a 1-out single for Dobbs. That will help his batting average. Chase Utley. So Dobbs. Also, we have to realize Bush here is +4 with Kendall -1. That's going to be. I don't know where to put that. I guess I'll put it down here. +3. And might as well check it out here. Hold for Hamels 0. Ruiz is -1, so it'll be -1 here for the Brewers. So Dobbs, not a real threat to steal with 1 out. But they will hold him at first with a +3. So Chase Utley. 4-7 against a lefty. 1-4 would be a single. Otherwise, he will line out to Weeks for the 2nd out. And the big 20. So that will be the 2nd out. So they're holding Dobbs on. He's going to try and get a lead here now with 2 outs. He needs a 6. And a 7 won't do it. So Ryan Howard, didn't mention Utley batting 342 in the early going here. Ryan Howard, 219. He has 7 home runs, though. 2 outs. 6-11 against a lefty. And a fly ball to center. And that will be caught by Kapler. And that will be it for the Phillies in the first. No runs. Also did not mention that in real life, the Brewers were victorious 5-4 in this game. So I've already mentioned the lineup for the Milwaukee Brewers. So let's roll it on out here. Against the lefty, Ricky Weeks. First off, Cole Hamels. Hamels, 1 win, 2 losses so far in 4 games started. 345 earned run average. 28 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up just a little under a hit an inning, so not great numbers to start. Ricky Weeks, thus far, 176 leading off here, batting average. Let's see, let's dig down deep here, and what's he doing against lefties? Only 211 against lefties, so not so good. 1-3, and a chance at a single. Is it going to sneak by not Rollins. I want to say Rollins. Sneak by Bruntlett at short. 1-12, and it will. And Weeks does have a penchant for stealing. They're going to have to hold him on. Kapler will hit and run here. Be hit and run. You know what? No, we're not going to hit and run. what we'll try to do is see if Weeks can get a lead. It would be a 1 to 15 chance if he can. Needed a 5 or a 6, and with the 8 on the D20, he does get that lead, so it'll be a 1 to 15 chance at a stolen base. So with Kapler up there, he takes a jump, 1 to 15, and he is able to take the base. And that's a poor throw by Ruiz. Is it going to get away from... who is that down there? That would be, so Kapler, righty. That would be Utley. 1 to 6 is Ruiz T rating. But an 18, no throwing error, so he will stay at second. So Kapler with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. 1-4. Ground ball to third base will not advance the runner. That'd be an interesting mechanic for Stratomatic to provide, would be, I think, hitting. So moving, well, there's ways you can move the runner without sacking or hitting and running. For instance, Kapler there, what you could do is rate players in a way that would allow, let's say, Gabe Kapler to, whenever I hear Gabe Kapler, I think of Gabe Kaplan, who played, he was on Welcome Back, Kotter. But anyway, so he hits a ground ball to third base. I would hope he's trying to hit it to the right side to try to move Weeks to third base. And it'd be kind of nice to, I would say, for Strat to be able to allow you to somehow rate the guys in that way, or I don't know. It's probably awkward to do that. Ryan Braun, so Kapler 207 average with only 1 run batted in so far. Ryan Braun 230, 4 home runs, 12 RBI. He will be here up here with 1 out and runner at second. 4-8 against a righty, strikes him out. So with 2 outs, it'll be Prince Fielder at the plate. Prince Fielder, 277 average, lefty-lefty. Leading the team in, actually, no, he's not leading the team in home runs. He has 5 home runs. Leading the team in RBIs, 18. Could get one here with the right roll. Against a lefty, 4-7. And this is going to be first and third unless we roll a 20. And we do not. So a single for Fielder will increase his average a couple points. And it'll be first and third. Corey Hart to bat. Hamels working himself into some trouble here. 250 average for Hart. 3 home runs, 8 RBI. 2 outs, runners at first and third. 5-9 against a righty. And he's got normal power. 1-8 will be a home run on the 5-9. This would be a horrible start for Hamels. 1-8. But it's a 10. That's a double. Gets away with that pitch. In comes Ricky Weeks to score. Prince Fielder. Oh, I didn't write down any of their speeds. How about that? 10 gets a head start. 11-12. Wasn't being held on. 13. Center field is worth -2. So 1-11 chance. They'll send Fielder here. And they will throw home 1-11. And he is safe. Hart, good base running, moves up to third on the throw. 2 RBIs for Corey Hart and 2-0 lead for the Brewers. Bill Hall with a runner that he could rake in from third. 2 outs. Bill Hall he's leading the team in home runs. 6 home runs, 10 RBI, Only a 187 average, though. Basically, all but, well, no, not all but most of his hits are, a good number of his hits are home runs. 4-9 against a righty. 1-9 would be a single. The 9s are hitting Hamels hard right now. 1-9, it's a 5, and another run comes in. Bad luck for the young left-hander here. RBI for Hall, and 3 runs right off the top of the going here. Bill Hall. Can be aggressive, try to get a lead here. You know what? No, he won't. So J.J. Hardy, 3-6, 1-4 single. If it's 1-4, things are gonna just keep getting worse. Oh boy, and it's a 3. How did I do that? That is a 3. That's another single. 5 hits off of Hamels here. In danger of a very short outing. First and second, and you got the pitcher coming up here. Manager probably is somewhat unhappy that he arranged things this way now that it's worked out like this. This could be a way for Hamels to end this rocky first inning. Bush, a pitcher's hitting card against Hamels. And he gets one off of the pitcher's card. Righty, 6-10, and that's a ground ball to third. And Hamels breathes a sigh of relief as Dobbs throws to first. And that ends a long, tiresome inning there for Hamels. 3 runs on 5 hits, 2 left, and an uphill battle here for the Phillies from this point forward, you'd say. All right, so let me see, what do we got here? Okay, so top of the second, 3-0. Real horror show so far for Hamels. He needs his offense to come through. Pat Burrell against Bush. And a 5-9 against a righty. And normal power, 1-13, a home run. Can they get one back here? It's long, and it is gone. Pat Burrell, a leadoff solo shot. Just what the doctor ordered. And 3-1 now. Jenkins. I should get the stats back up. Burrell. That was his 8th home run of the year. 16th RBI. He was batting .280 coming into the game. Jeff Jenkins only batting .208 with 3 homers and 8 RBI against Bush. 1-3. Ballpark single. For a lefty, that's a 1-7 chance. And that'll be a line out to Weeks for the first out. Carlos Ruiz batting .191. Only 2 runs batted in so far, and a 2-8. Fly ball to center field for the second out. Eric Bruntlett. Bruntlett, 240 average, 1 home run, 5 runs batted in, and a 2-5. Strikes him out. And so they do get 1 run on the solo bomb from Burrell. 3-1 Milwaukee. Again, reiterating, the Brewers in real life were victorious in this game. So I'm going to have to give a little extra space here since I am going by innings, not by at-bats on the columns. So they sent 8 to the plate in the first. And Hamels back out there. He's going to try and right the ship against Kendall. 6-9 against a righty, and that's a strikeout. Second one of the game for Hamels. Ricky Weeks singled in to lead off the first. And against a righty, 4-7. He strikes out, number 3 for Hamels. And with 2 outs, Gabe Kapler, he grounded out to Greg Dobbs at third in the first. And that's a 3-8 and a grounder to short this time. And Bruntlett throws to first. That ends the second, so a much simpler inning there for Hamels. Trying to pull it together and get himself an outing here in real life. In real life, he went 7 innings, correct? 7 innings. 5. He was responsible for all 5 earned runs in that game. He gave up home runs in that game to Prince Fielder. Both of them were to Prince Fielder. So Chase Utley got one, and Greg Dobbs and Pat Burrell got one off. All 3 came off of Bush in that game. So we'll see how close this comes, if anybody gets home runs, and whether they're the actual players or not. So third inning. Bush back out there. It's going to be Hamels leading off. And then the top of the order. And a 6-12. So pitcher's hitting card number 3 for Hamels. 6-12. He's batting from the left side. And that is a walk. So Hamels uses his eye here to get himself a little bit of help. Actually, that makes me think. I didn't look at my roster, did I? Where is the roster list for this season? Did I lose it? Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? I think it was actually on my... One moment here. I put down... Oh, you know what? I did not... That's why. I didn't write down the running ratings for these guys, so that's why... let me see. Hamels... no. Bush, no. So they're both 10. So trying to get back to where I came from. All right. So Jason Worth, 0 for 1. Hamels at first. Not going to be held on, obviously. Not much of a steal threat. And a 6-7 against a righty. Ground ball to second, X. Ricky Weeks, 4E21. 4 and a 1. Boy, the D20 has dinged them here today so far. 4 and 1 is going to be a single with 2 base advance. 13 on the E21 is an error as well. So SI2 and an E1. Correct? Let me just double check. E21, second baseman, E21, 13 is an E1. So SI2, E1, single and an error. Batter to second, runners advance 2 bases. So Worth will get to advance to second. Hamels will move up to third base, and so the Phillies are in business. E4. Brings up Greg Dobbs. He singled in the first inning. So here we go. Second and third, nobody out. They're going to play with the infield back. They will take the out if they can get it. 2-3. That's a ground ball to third base B. That may not get the run home. Let's see. Second and third, 5 on. So number 5. Hit the second base or shortstop, batter out. Otherwise, batter's out, runner hold. So everybody holds there. 1 out. Brings up Chase Utley. Again, they're giving him a run if they can find a hole here. And the pitch. 5-8 against a lefty. Ground ball to second base, A. Now that will get the run home, though. Luckily for the error is going to help them there. Second and third, A. If hit to second base, batter out, runners advance a base. So, RBI for Utley. Now 3-2. Hamels comes in to score. Now, with 2 outs, Ryan Howard, Worth 90 feet away. Can he find a way to get this run home? Tie up the ball game. 3-8. And he strikes out, as he is prone to do. And Bush is able to help himself out there. Only gives up a run on 1 hit and a walk. They leave 1 stranded. 3-2. Milwaukee still in front. And nice to have Milwaukee. It's nice to have Milwaukee in real life being in the mix as far as the lead in the Central. Back in these days, they were contenders. They had some real bats. Ryan Braun will lead off here against Hamels. Struck out in his first plate appearance. Bottom of the third, 3-2 Milwaukee. A 3-2. Deep fly ball to right. Backpedaling is Jenkins, and he will make the catch. Just barely gets his glove on it, and a long fly ball out. Prince Fielder singled and scored previously. 3-6. And that's a single for Fielder. 2 for 2 on the day. Corey Hart, the guy who did the real damage, took Hamels deep. No, he didn't take him deep. He doubled. Sorry, I remembered that split chance that he got. So Corey Hart, 1 for 1. Runner at first. Double play depth, 6-4 against a righty. Ground ball to short. This is Bruntlett. They're not holding Fielder on, so Bruntlett still is a 3E21. See, this could be a double play ball depending on the D20. And it is leaning, so we're going to re-roll it. 7 and 10 won't be an error. So, but let's see. 3 and 7. He's not holding the runner on, so it's a G3. No error, correct? Correct. So G3. Everybody advances. But that will be the second out. 6-3. So Bill Hall now, he singled RBI there in the first. Here we go. Looking to get another one. 2 outs, runner at second. And a 2 on the D20 means that we check Hamels' wild pitch for a potential pass. Or no. We roll Ruiz's pass ball rating. It's a 2, 1 or 2, and the runner would move to third. It'll be a 6, so no. Reroll everything for Bill Hall. 110, and that's a ground ball to second. And Hamels gives up another hit, but does not give up another run, more importantly. Going to the fourth, it is still 3-2 Milwaukee. And that'll bring up Burrell again. He led off the second with a long home run. So here we go. See if he can do it again here against Busch. He hit his 8th home run on the year. Batting .280. It's gone up a little bit with the home run. And a .612 against a right-hander strikes him out. That is the third strikeout for Busch on the day. Jeff Jenkins, 0 for 1. Against a lefty, 4-9. And that's a double for, it's going to get there into the gap. Yanks it in there, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Jenkins will roll into second, bring up Carlos Ruiz with 1 out. And the pitch. And that's a 2-6. Ground ball to the pitcher A. I believe the runner will have to hold there. Let's double check it. Runner at second, ground ball A. 6. Yes, runner holds. So then Eric Bruntlett. They would take a chance pitching to him. They could put him on base and throw to Hamels. They're going to take their chances throwing to Bruntlett here, and they'd like to start off the next inning with Hamels at the plate. 2 outs, runner at second. 3-9, and the gamble pays off. That's a ground ball to short. Hardy throws over, and Bruntlett is 2 steps late to the bag, and that will be it. Hamels will end up leading off the fifth. The double is for naught. Still 3-2 Brewers. Checking the comments, and have 7 people in the room, but it's a little quiet tonight, which is fine. Let everybody enjoy the game. Helps me enjoy the game sometimes too, to just be able to get into a groove and go with it. J.J. Hardy, 1 for 1. Yeah, that's a 3-5 and a single. Takes it the other way into right field. Jenkins gets it on 2 hops. Nice line drive. Single, and Busch will be up to bunt. A bunter. They're expecting it, so he's going to change into a B. Hardy's not much of a base stealing threat, so they'll go ahead and bunt, and an 8, B8. And that is a successful sacrifice by Busch. That will be to the second baseman. And the runner advances. So Jason Kendall will be up. Brewers looking to extend their lead. Kendall struck out in his first at bat. against a righty, 4-9. 1-9, a single. Won't score the run if he gets the 1-9, though. Single with 1 star means 1 base advance, and everything's kind of moved over here, hasn't it? It is a 9 right on the money. That will be a single. First and third, 1 out. Hamill's struggling. That is the 8th hit of the game. 8 out of 18. That's not a very good batting average, or opponent batting average for him. They are going to corners in here. They're going to look for a double play ball potentially if it goes to the middle infielders. Ricky Weeks, not a very good bunter. Kendall, they won't be holding him on. He's going to try to get a lead. He might try stealing here if he can get it. Doesn't get it, so that's going to eliminate that. So Weeks, first and third. Again, corners in. And you can play the corners in while holding a runner. That is a 2-11. 2-11 is a ballpark single for a righty, which, if you can see it up here, is a 1-4. So the Phillies may catch a break here. 2-11, ballpark single chance, 1-4. This would be a line out to short if it's a 5 or above, and it is. Bruntlett gets it, and nobody can advance, so they'll play with the infield back now with Kapler up there, 2 outs. Can they work their way around those 2 singles? Hi, Ken. Hi, Tribe fan. You're already around, Tribe fan, but hello again. So, with 2 outs and runners at first and third, Gabe Kapler looking to try and bring this run home, or maybe more. And that is a 2-8. 2-8. That will score the run. It's probably going to be a double for Kapler. Gets a hold of it here pretty well. It is in the gap for a double. In to score will come Hardy. Clutch hit there for Kapler. Having to stop at third will be Kendall, but second and third, 2 outs. Hamels does not have his good stuff here today. That's, what, the 9th hit by my count? And second and third, 2 outs. It's going to be Ryan Braun trying to let Hamels get himself out of this jam. They're going to intentionally walk Braun. And they will pitch to Prince Fielder, lefty-lefty matchup. So, again, infield back, 2 outs, and the pitch. Whoa. Dropped it. Let's see, and the pitch. Here we go. Tactic move here. Let's see what happens. 2-10. And that's a ground ball to second, and they are going to get out of that. 4-3 is the result, and Hamels is really flirting with a disaster. It's still 4-2. Definitely not insurmountable, but he's up to bat here, and it's tough to see. You know, I mean, they're going to let him hit, but man, it's don't know how much longer they can go with him here. 4 runs in 4 innings, all earned. All right, so top of the 5th, Hamels at the plate against Bush. 2-12, and that'll be a fly ball to right field. And Corey Hart makes the grab. And that brings up Jason Worth 1 for 2 on the day. And he strikes out on the 1-6 for the second out. Now it's Greg Dobbs. He is 1 for 2. And against a lefty, a 6-7. A ground ball to second. Ricky Weeks 4E21. And this time Weeks gets a roll that he can actually handle. That will be a ground ball out. And that will end the inning. 3 up and 3 down for Bush. And the Phillies hoping Hamels can maybe work another inning. Last game, Madsen, Romero, and Cianez all pitched. So, gonna have to keep that in mind. All right, Hamels, bottom of the 5th. 4-2, Corey Hart. He wears his sunglasses at night. 3-9, that's a ground ball to short. They've had an inning where they brought 8 to the plate and another inning where they brought 7. Makes for a very full scorecard. Bill Hall, 1 out. And a 2-3. Ballpark single for a righty again, 1-4. It's going to favor Hamels here a little bit, unless you roll a 1, which is par for the course here for the Phillies so far. And Hamels with another hit conceded. That's up to 10, I believe. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They will have to hold Hall. They will send J.J. Hardy up there. They're going to hit and run. They're going to send Hall to start. A hit and run guy. Well, you know what? No, not with 1 out. Go ahead and let him swing away here. 2 on the D20. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. Phillies catch a break. Ballpark home run roll. But the 2 on the D20, potential balk, 0 balk rating. So a big break there for the Phillies. They don't have to roll the D20. Re-roll for Hardy. Runner at first. Against a right-hander, 4-3, ground ball to third base X. That is Greg Dobbs, 4E13. And he gets a lower roll, 9. I think he barely gets to it. That's a G3. Runner will advance. But 15 with an E13. And he does not make an error. But that means that Hall will make it to second. So with 2 outs, Dave Bush, the pitcher, up. They could pinch hit for him, but they will go ahead and let him hit. They'd love that 2-10 roll right now. But a 5-10 may, we'll see, let's see. Against a righty, 5-10. Ballpark single, Bush hitting from the right, 1-4. Can they get a second 1-4 roll out of this inning? Nope, not this time. Line out to 6. Bruntlett gets it, and going conservative there for Milwaukee, trying to, Bush has 1, 2, 3, 4 hits conceded to the Phillies, so he does have 1 walk. So not too shabby so far. He's going to the 6th inning. So Chase Utley, 0 for 2. And a 1-9 fly ball to center field. That'll be caught by Kapler for the first out. Hi, Al. I would appreciate the like button being hit, but I understand either way. 1 out, Ryan Howard, 0 for 2, 4-10. Against a left-hander, strikes him out. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th strikeout for Bush, and that brings up Pat Burrell, who has taken Bush out of the yard once before. 2 outs, but a 1-8 will be the second strikeout for Burrell, 6th for Bush, and through 5.5, still 4-2 Brew Crew in control. So they will let Hamels start this inning and see where it goes from there. Jason Kendall will get the chance to start it off. He is 1 for 2. Batting out of the 9-hole. 4-5 against a right-hander. Strikes him out. Hamels could use a bunch of those rolls right now. Ricky Weeks. Against a righty, 5-6. Fly ball to right field. Caught by Jenkins. Liner that just dove a little too much. Looked like it was going to go over his head, but stayed within his grasp. 2 down, Gabe Kapler. Against a righty, 4-12. Ground ball to Hamels. He is a 2E19. Will he field this cleanly? And a 6 on the E19. I don't know about that. Let's take a look. No, he does not. He gives up an error, and that's going to bring up Ryan Braun. And the Phillies, they're going to give him a chance to get Braun out here. Kapler, they will hold him on this time. He's going to try to get a lead. 8 means no lead, so they're still holding him on, though, against Braun. And a 1-9 ballpark home run chance. Maybe one batter too late. 1-10 ballpark home run chance. Does it have it? No, it does not. That is a fly ball that is caught by Pat Burrell, and the Phillies catch a break on that one, so they are still hanging around 4-2. And that will likely be Hamels' last at bat, last time out and last pitch, whatever you would call it. Top of the 7th, he did pitch to 30 batters. So Jeff Jenkins, he doubled his last at bat. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ken. Sorry you're stuck not rolling dice, but I guess getting paid is a good thing too. Jenkins, 1-6, a fly ball to center field. Boy, it couldn't have been 1-5. But that's a fly ball to Kapler. 1 out. Bush going well here. No reason to take him out yet. Carlos Ruiz. Against a righty, 6-3. Fly ball to right field X. Corey Hart, 3E5. Three and a 5 from the outfield is a single. And the 12 on the E5, no error. But Ruiz catches a X-chance single. Brings up Eric Bruntlett. I don't believe that's the wrong set of cards. I don't believe the Phillies have a... Pedro Feliz is their backup shortstop. So, but they, of course, usually their starting third baseman. But in this game, they gave Dobbs a chance against the righty. So Bruntlett against Bush. 1 on, 1 out. And a 1-9. Ground ball to short. That's going to be 2 will be turned with that one. 6-4-3. And ends the inning. And let's see, what are we going to do here? They're going to bring out Hamels. And they will bring in... So who pitched? Madison Romero Cienez. They're going to bring in Tom Gordon to pitch. So Hamels went 6 innings. And this is the 7th inning stretch, if anybody was unaware. So, Tom Gordon will come out and try and get some outs here against 4, 5, 6. Prince Fielder against Gordon. Against a lefty, 4-7, a walk. Not a good start. Let's see. All right, so glad to hear that, Ken. You're going to try to squeeze one in. Everybody should try to squeeze one in tonight if they can. Corey Hart. Good at bunting, but I think we're going to try and let him swing away here. 4-7 against a righty. That's also a walk. Tom Gordon. Phillies have seen enough here. Actually, they will stick with Gordon. What the heck? So Bill Hall against Gordon. First and second, they're going to be playing, looking for 2. Bill Hall is going to come up. Now, the other thing that you have going on, so this is one little intricacy here for the Brewers. They have only 3 hitters to their name in this game off the bench. So, but what they will do here is they're going to bring in, they'll bring in Craig Counsell to pinch hit for Hall. Yes? All right, I'll have to be back in a second, guys. Okay. So back here, I got to recall what I was doing. Craig Counsell just came in to pinch hit for Bill Hall here in the 7th inning against Tom Gordon, lefty against righty. And the pitch. And we will re-roll the D20 just in case. It's a 10. 112, hit by pitch. Base is now loaded. Tell you what, Tom Gordon, he has gotten such horrible luck. I mean, this guy... this guy is currently 16.2 ERA, 0-1. He just gets such bad luck. Of course, he threw a couple walks there, but I mean, it's the way it goes. So with the bases loaded, they're going to play the infield in here. J.J. Hardy at the plate. Can this end anything but bad for Tom Gordon? And a 2 on the D20 and a 6 means, that's past ball. At least it's not the wild pitch. If it were a 1, that would be really bad. So Carlos Ruiz, you need a 1 or a 2 for a past ball. If that isn't enough to butter your bread, past ball scores Hart from third. Everybody moves up a bag. And that probably would have gotten him at least an out. So, because that was going to be a ground ball to pitcher X. Of course, with Gordon's luck, you never know. He is a 4E51. So, J.J. Hardy again. Runners at second and third this time. They're playing the infield in. And a 1. You've got to be kidding me. A 1 on the freaking D20. Wild pitch. Everybody comes in. These kinds of anomalies... It was a 1, I swear. I wouldn't lie about that. These kinds of anomalies are the things that will make you want to... they're great when it's happening to the team that you want to lose. But when it's happening to your team... 3-6, that's okay. You get a 1-5 here. And I will guarantee you, this is going to be a 1-5. I would bet money on it right here if I had money to my name, which I really don't. But it's a 16. I guess that's the secret, is to bet money on that. Line out to short, 1 out. So it's now 6-2. The Brewers get the benefit of a stupid 20-sided die. All right. Dave Bush. Runner at third. A bunter. They're going to try a safety squeeze with him. So he's now a B. They're playing infield in. They're going to try a safety squeeze, see if Counsell can come home here. And a 6 on the safety squeeze. B6. Let's see. Defense. So, batter drops down a bunt. Defense has the option of throwing the batter out at first or trying to throw the lead runner out at home. They're going to be throwing home. Compute the lead runner's running speed safety squeeze. Running speed -6 plus the defense rating. So this is to the second baseman, Utley, a 2. So that is at least helpful for the Phillies a little bit. So Counsell, like I said, I didn't write down any of the... He is a 12. you subtract 6, right? Yep, so 12 minus 6 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 1 to 8, the run scores, and Bush ends up at first. No out. And he is out at the plate. Fielder's choice. Finally, the D20 gives some justice for the Phillies. And so, with 1 on, 2 out, here is Jason Kendall. I'm sorry for getting worked up, but man, I will tell you what. I have seen enough of that D20. We call it the Havoc die before. Well, that thing just about found its way into a fiery pit. 1-6. And that's a fly ball to left. That will end the inning, but 2 runs. 1 on a passed ball, the other on a wild pitch. Going to the 8th, the Phillies need a rally here. And Bush will try to go the 8th here. Pitching a really nice game. And let's see. So Gordon will be done. They're going to pinch hit for him with... They'll go with TJ Bone. So a nice card here for Bone. He won't get too many at-bats in this season, but I should check the comments. Maybe I did something wrong here. Let's see. Yeah, that needs an exorcism. 3-9. And that's a single for Bone. That's a way for the Phillies to get things started. He is a 13 runner, so doesn't steal. Jason Worth at the plate. The Brewers will get, hold on just a second. And a 5-3 against a right-hander. Fly ball to left. Ryan Braun 4-0. 4 and a 9. That'll be a single with 2 base advance, and let's see, a 4 with an it's E0, no error. But a single, 2 stars, and the Phillies are going to be knocking on the door. First and third, nobody out with Greg Dobbs, and the Brewers will go to their bullpen now. They're going to bring in Brian Schaus, the lefty. That's something that I should look up before each game, is who has been used in recent games for the team that's coming in, because I don't really have any knowledge of that at the moment, so that's not very good. Yeah, he will go in Bush's spot there. Schaus. Bush, he went, 7 innings, 28 batters. And it will be Brian Schaus. The Phillies will counter that with Pedro Feliz. And with Utley and Howard up next, they will stick with Schaus. So this will be So Feliz will face the lefty. First and third, nobody out. Playing with the infield back. They'd love to get 2 here, and Feliz is capable of that. 5-3 again against a right-hander. This is a ground ball to pitcher X. Well, that's considered infield in with a runner at third, so that may hold the runner. Let's see. That is a pitcher X. Schaus is a 2E28. Let's get out the chart. 2 and 17. Oh, I don't need this chart. I need the one on the thing. So G1 and 8 with an E28. No error. So the G1 with runners at first and third. Batter. So the runner has to hold 1-3. So a big out there. Felice. Oh, I forgot to mention that I need to change something here. Counsell remains in the game at third base. And he is a 3. Where is it? Just in case it comes up here, 3E5. Okay. So Utley now against Schaus. Still first and third. They're going to play the infield back, but with the runner at third, the pitcher is considered in. That's why we had that happen. So Utley. 1-8. Fly ball to right field B. They will treat that as a sacrifice fly. The run will come in. They're not going to throw home. They will throw to second to keep Worth at first. Into score comes Bone, and it is now 6-3. That brings up Ryan Howard. Schaus -3, Kendall minus, so -4 hold. With Howard at the plate, they're not going to try to steal. So Ryan Howard against the lefty. 2 outs. .510 against a lefty. Ground ball to third. That'll be Counsell. Gee, a good thing we wrote that stuff down. I'll be digging around right now for it. 3E5. And a 3. Oh boy. 3 and a 3. That is a single with 1 base advance, and then a 6 on the E5. No problem. What was Hall? I forget what Hall was, and now I'm interested. Bill Hall was a higher E number. What was he? E28. Still wouldn't have been an error. But that is a single for Howard. And the tying run will come to the plate. Now I might get questioned as to why I didn't try to throw home. Of course, then you'd have first and third now with... So, Pat Burrell up, and they are going to go back to the bullpen. They're going to go with Seth wait, let's see. What are they going to do? They could have also used Stetter. They're going to use Guillermo Mota. Schaus 2/3. Let me see something here. Well, I know who they used as their closer in this game in real life. It was Derek Turnbow. His card is abysmal. And I'm a little upset because I don't know if Torres is actually available in this game. Solomon Torres. I think we're going to use him anyway. But so with 2 outs, it's going to be Guillermo Mota against Pat Burrell. Runners at first and second. And the pitch. And that's a 4-7 against a right-hander. And that's going to load the bases. And that brings up Jeff Jenkins, and the Brewers are again going to go to their bullpen. And this time they will go to Mitch Stetter. So Stetter will face Jeff Jenkins. As what they could do is they could bring in So Taguchi. And they're going to have to. So another pinch hitter here for the Phillies. So here we go. Bases are loaded. 2 men are out. So Taguchi to face Stetter with 2 outs. 3-9. Ground ball to the pitcher. Stetter will throw to first. And that will be it for the Phillies. They do pick up 1 run. And let's see, they will all right, got to do a little bit of jockeying here. No, not really, just a little bit. So the Phillies, they have to bring in a reliever. And that will be, so bottom of the 8th, that'll be Chad Durbin. So Taguchi will come in to play right. He's a 3E17. Feliz is going to take up third base. And it'll be Chad Durbin against the top of the order for the Brewers. And see, I don't think that this gives me results, previous results. Guess what I can do is look at Milwaukee and look and see who has pitched for them. Wish I could see the game by game. So Eric Gagne has pitched a little bit. We're going to go with Solomon Torres when that comes up. So, all right. So Durbin, let me get back to business here. Just planning ahead. could use Eric Gagne. I'd be more certain that he is rested, but okay. Ricky Weeks against Durbin, bottom of the 8th. I forgot to write down the Phillies picked up a run at 6-3, and it is a closer situation at the moment, so it does matter who you bring in. A 6-10 against a right-hander. Ground ball to Feliz, 2E12. Oh, and a 3. Oh my goodness. So a 2-6 is okay, but now the 3 on the E12. Oh, and he gets away with it. No error. I thought for sure that would be an error. So Gabe Kapler with 1 out. .38 ground ball to the pitcher. And that's 2 outs. Ryan Braun. So against a righty, 6-4 ground ball to Bruntlett, 3E21. And that will be a good play. The 13 is no problem, and the 9 is no problem on the E21. Okay, so we're going to the top of the 9th, and again, not quite certain. What I could do is look up my history here. What is this here? That's just the index. Man. Oh, wait, was this it? Oh, no. That's not helpful. Oh, well. So much for that. I have these little files that are on the server that would tell me certain things. But, oh, wait a minute. Maybe if I do this. Let me try this real quick. I want to get this right. Where is... Can't remember what that program is called. Here we go. Okay. If this works, I will be tickled pink. Oh, well. I'm going to use Torres. I'd rather get it wrong in that direction than get it wrong in a different direction. Solomon Torres, i.e. using a guy and having him fail, even though I don't know. Just not going to work. I'm going to have to figure that out before the next time I have one of these situations. That's really annoying. Stetter goes 1/3 of an inning, and so we're going to go with Solomon Torres here. He is their closer. It'll be Carlos Ruiz, Eric Bruntlett, and then a pinch hitter. Eric Gagne is available, but again, I don't know whether or not he is actually available. I don't know who is available. So Torres against Ruiz. They need 3 runs. It is a save situation. 6-3, Brewers on top. 3-6, and that's a pop out to short. So that's 1 out. Eric Bruntlett. Against a right-hander, 4-6, ground ball to short. And so that will bring up the pitcher's spot. And one last guy that they can bring in, Chris Coast. So they could bring in Brad Harmon too, but let's... So Coast against Solomon Torres. This last-ditch effort for the Phillies. 3-6, and that is a single. So that brings up Jason Worth. They need another base hit to get to that tying run at the plate. Jason Worth, runner at first. Coast is going to go to second on indifference. Check the chat room real quick. Need a drink too. Oh, hi, Manny. I just saw you now. No, I've never had a no-hitter. I think it'd be more common if I were to play older games than this, but or older seasons. But so Jason Worth, 2 outs, runner at second. Can he keep this game going against Torres? That is a 6-3 against a right-hander. Ground ball to Torres, 3-0. This could be the ball game. That is a 19. That will be it. He throws to first, and his teammates come out to congratulate him. Torres makes the save. No runs in the top of the 9th, and the Brewers win this game by a final of 6-3, which it was 5-4 Brewers in real life, so Hamels will get the loss in this game. The win goes to Dave Bush. And a save for Solomon Torres, who went 1 inning. Did give up a hit, but survived. So let's wrap this guy up here. Took a little longer than I was hoping, but a couple of interruptions, which seem to be inevitable in life. And makes it tough to run games on YouTube. But I should be happy that I still have those days, because eventually I won't have those days. I'll have days where I don't have my youngins around. So, but anyway, that's a little wistful and unnecessary. So, Phillies dropped to 11-11, which is right on par with their pace in... So why am I putting these cards away? I'm likely going to be using them again. Well, so now I know which pitchers were used in real life, or not in real life, in this game, leading up to the next game. And I believe Jeff Suppan will be starting for the Brewers, and I would imagine it'll be Jamie Moyer for the Brewers in Game 2 and the final game of this series, Game 2. Which maybe I'll get a chance to play tomorrow night. We'll see. So, like I said, I'm taking a short... I'm going to take a short respite from the TBL. I don't know how short, but feel like needs a little bit of a breather. And that's it for tonight. So, Phillies lose to a good Brewers team. And we'll see if they can turn that around in Game 2 of the series, which in real life they did. So, but this is a simulation, so anything can happen. So stay tuned, and can't wait till our next time we're together. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Enjoy whatever games you got rolling on. Hey, Mike. How you doing, bud? So, just anybody who's watching either live or after the fact, if you could hit the like button on each of these videos the ones you like especially, but heck, any of them really just help the cause, keep us moving forward with things, helps keep us ready to rock and roll for the next game. So, not that that's what it's about, but it is nice to see that people enjoy these games. So, anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Strat on, everybody. Just get your tabletop baseball on and keep checking out the channel. We'll keep having more content as we go forward. So, thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Phillies are losers in this one, 6-3.